Hello, wonderful story lovers, and welcome to our magical corner of Storytime adventures. Today, we're hopping into a sunny meadow to meet two of the fluffiest, friendliest bunnies you'll ever see. Pinky, a little pink bunny with ears that flopped just so. And Brownie, a little brown bunny with a twitchy nose that could smell a carrot from a mile away. Pinky and Brownie were the best of friends. They did everything together. They chased butterflies through fields of daisies, played hide-and-seek among the tall clovers, and told each other secrets under the shade of the big oak tree. Their favorite thing to do was visit Mr. McGregor's garden. Not to steal his vegetables. Oh no! They went to admire his prize-winning giant pumpkin. It was the biggest, roundest, most orange pumpkin in the whole wide world, and they loved it. One bright and breezy afternoon, Pinky had a brand new idea. Brownie, he chirped, his pink ears wiggling with excitement. Let's play a new game. Let's see who can hop the highest right next to the giant pumpkin. Brownie's brown nose twitched with worry. I don't know, Pinky, he said softly. Mr. McGregor is very proud of his pumpkin. What if we get too close? What if something happens? Pinky just laughed. A little tinkling sound like tiny bells. Don't be a worrywart, Brownie. We'll be super careful. It'll be fun. I bet I can hop higher than you. Now, Brownie didn't like being called a worrywart, and he certainly didn't like the idea of Pinky hopping higher than him. So, forgetting his worries for a moment, he puffed out his chest and said, "Oh yeah? Bet you can't." And with that, the challenge was on. They scurried over to the edge of the garden, their little bunny hearts thumping with a mix of excitement and mischief. The giant pumpkin sat there, glowing in the afternoon sun, looking even bigger up close. "Ready, set, go!" shouted Pinky. He took a running start and leaped into the air. He soared, his little pink body a blur against the blue sky. He landed with a soft thump, not too far from the pumpkin. "Beat that!" he squeaked, looking very pleased with himself. Brownie narrowed his eyes. He wiggled his tail, crouched down low, and then bowing, he sprang up, pushing off the ground with all his might. He flew even higher than Pinky, but as he came down, his landing wasn't quite so graceful. His back paws skated on a loose patch of dirt, and he tumbled right into the giant pumpkin. Wobble, 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 crack! A long, jagged crack appeared right down the side of the magnificent pumpkin. Pinky and Brownie froze. The world seemed to stop. The butterflies stopped fluttering. The bees stopped buzzing. All they could hear was the frantic thumping of their own hearts. "Oh no," whispered Brownie, his eyes wide with fear. "Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!" Pinky's ears drooped all the way to the ground. "What have we done?" he cried. His fun game had turned into a disaster. Suddenly, a new, much scarier thought popped into Pinky's head. What if they got caught? Mr. McGregor would be so angry. "Quick, Brownie," he whispered urgently. "We have to hide. Let's run away before anyone sees us." Brownie looked at the cracked pumpkin, then at his best friend. Running away felt wrong. His tummy felt all twisty and tight, and not in a good way. But it was our fault, he stammered. "We broke it." "Shouldn't we tell him?" "No," said Pinky, grabbing Brownie's paw. "He'll be furious. He might ban us from the meadow forever. It's better if he just thinks it happened by itself. Come on." Pinky pulled Brownie away from the garden and back towards the big oak tree. They huddled together, but they didn't feel safe or secret anymore. They just felt awful. Pinky tried to start a game of I Spy, but his heart wasn't in it. Brownie just stared at the ground, his nose refusing to twitch at even the most delicious dandelion smell. The guilt felt like a heavy stone in their tummies. Later that afternoon, they saw Mr. McGregor walking towards his garden. They peeked through the leaves, their hearts pounding. They watched as he stopped, his shoulders slumping when he saw his broken prize pumpkin. He didn't shout. He didn't look angry. He just looked sad. So very, very sad. He gently touched the crack with his finger and let out a long, heavy sigh. Watching Mr. McGregor's sadness was even worse than they had imagined his anger would be. Pinky looked at Brownie. Brownie looked at Pinky. They both knew what they had to do. Hiding from their mistake was making them feel much worse than facing it ever could. Taking a deep breath and holding pause for courage, they hopped out from behind the tree. Slowly, timidly, they made their way over to Mr. McGregor. He looked down and saw the very small, very sorry-looking bunnies at his feet. Pinky spoke first, his voice barely a squeak. "Mr. McGregor." "Sir, it was us." Brownie nodded, his ears drooping low. "We were playing a silly hopping game, and I fell into your pumpkin. We didn't mean to. We are so sorry." Mr. McGregor looked at the two trembling bunnies. He saw the genuine regret in their big, watery eyes. His sad face softened a little. He knelt down, so he was closer to their level. "I see," he said, his voice much gentler than they expected. "I am very sad about my pumpkin. I worked hard on it all summer. But," he continued, "I am also proud of you two for coming to tell me the truth. It takes a lot of courage to admit when you've made a mistake. Running away and hiding would have been the easy thing to do, but it wouldn't have been the right thing." Pinky and Brownie felt a little bit of the heavy stone in their tummies start to melt away. "Is there anything we can do to make it right?" Pinky asked hopefully. Mr. McGregor thought for a moment. Then a small smile appeared on his face. "Well, a broken pumpkin can't be fixed, but you know what we can do with it. We can make the most delicious pumpkin pies in the whole county." His smile grew bigger. "And I'm going to need some very fast, very helpful bunny assistants to help me gather all the other ingredients. What do you say?" Pinky and Brownie's faces lit up. "Yes." They shouted together. "We'd love to help." And so they did. They helped Mr. McGregor gather sugar and spices and flour. The whole meadow was soon filled with the sweet, warm smell of baking pumpkin pie, and as they worked, Pinky and Brownie felt the last of the heavy guilt disappear, replaced by the warmth of doing the right thing. That day, they learned a very important lesson. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, but hiding from your mistakes only makes you feel worse. The bravest, best thing you can do is to be accountable, to own up to what you did, say you're sorry, and do your best to help make things right. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And sometimes, it can even lead to something wonderful, like a new friend and a delicious slice of pumpkin pie. And that's the story of Pinky and Brownie. I hope you loved it. Remember, being accountable means taking responsibility for your actions. It's a superpower that helps you learn, grow, and keep your friendships strong. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up. We have so many more adventures to share with you. See you next time. Bye-bye.